everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I know I was trying to do video every Friday, but this past Friday, I was on the road with my daughter on a road trip. So it just didn't work out to be able to get it all put together. But here I am, it's Tuesday, it is May 18th already. Over the weekend, I ended up trying to stick to plan, but as you know, it's like really hard to do sometimes when you're on the road. So I did the best I could. I ended up coming back up a pound and a half, hoping that was mostly water weight and that I can salvage this week. So that's what the point is this week. And even though I'm trying to salvage, I still have some really good stuff that I have planned for meals. So I'm going to show you what I've got for today. I'm going to do Crush Burgers for lunch for me and my husband. Crush Burgers, if you don't know what they are, it's just taking a bunch of stuff and putting it in your burger before you make it a burger. It's not really rocket science. But I already did that. So what I did was I put in Baby Bella mushrooms. I just chopped them up fairly fine so that they would get malleable in there. I did blue cheese, so blue cheese crumbles. I only use enough so that it's 2 points. It's one of my favorites. So I budget for it, but you could easily leave out any of these items if you don't like them. But the mushrooms are free and they bulk it up, so that's why I use those. And then I put a little bit of chopped Black Label bacon crumbles in there too. Again, I just use enough for a point, not even, but I just count it as a point just to be safe. And then when they're done, I'm going to use my light buns, light Italian. These are 2 points for the whole thing. And I'm also going to put a fried egg on there because I'm feeling extra like trying it today. And then for the top, I made sure to dice up tomatoes and raw onions. And you could certainly do like fry the onions or something too, whatever your taste is. And then on the side, I am making, hopefully you can see it without me spilling. Nope, you can't. Hang on, I'll have to do it another way. I'm making corn on the cob, but you gotta see it because it looks so good. And corn on the cob. So here's everything I got going. There's a little pan for my egg. There's my Crush Burgers. And here's my, sorry, hopefully no one got dizzy doing all that. So that is what I'm doing today. And then let's see, yeah, I think that's it. And then I'm also having a dessert. So for dessert, I'm going to do strawberries with a like a little sponge cake, sort of like a sugar-free sponge cake with Cool Whip on top. And that whole thing is going to be about 4 points. So my lunch today is going to end up being the burgers with everything in it, the way I portioned them out. They'll be about 5 points a burger, not quite. That's including the bun. And then the corn is going to be nothing because I'm going to use butter spray. And then I'm going to use a little bit of ranch on top of mine. So when you see the picture afterwards of it plated, that's what that white powder is going to be. And then, of course, I'm going to fry my egg and put that on top too. So it's going to be quite a thing. And then tonight, I'm going to make spaghetti with bulking up the sauce with a bunch of veggies. Real pasta. Anyway, so that's what my diet will be for today. So more to come, but enjoy the plated version. Welcome back to my channel. So I am now working on dinner. For dinner tonight, we are going to do pasta. So I'm going to do ziti, regular, actual pasta, ziti pasta. So I just use the Walmart brand because that's the company we have that delivers our groceries. I am right now, you know my favorite mix, the stoplight peppers. So I am mixing up the stoplight peppers in my sauce. I already have my meat has been browning for a few minutes, so it's getting to be where it's close to ready. for me to add the sauce, but I mean, it's mostly browned, so that's why I'm adding all my my other veggies in. Also already added just a whole mess of mushrooms as well, just the baby Bellas. So it's the same ones that I used for lunch today for our Crush Burgers, but I, of course, put them in whole for my pasta sauce. So I like, with my pasta sauce, I like to add a bunch of vegetables in there just because it really bulks it up. They're zero. And to be honest, like, the only problem with it is, you know, picky eater kids that want to pick them out, but then more for me. I just tell them to put it on me and my husband's plate and we're good to go there. So anyway, so we, like, I think I've told you before, we like to have these stoplight peppers kind of already pre-cut up a little bit, but then we just add a bunch of them into whatever we're cooking for the most part. So we like to cook just everything with it, from salads to, you know, pasta sauces obviously, and whatever else runs across our plate. So I am getting that put together now. I think I have enough of the veggies in there, so just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I've got all my browned meat, mushrooms. I did put onions in there when I started to brown my meat as well. So there's the full mushroom, or the sliced mushrooms, onions, stoplight peppers, and that's it. And the beef that I use is the same beef I always use, which is the 96% fat free. I like beef, it's kind of my preference. I don't mind the fat free turkey and having it for free too, but after about 2 months in to Weight Watchers, I was like so sick of it because it's not my favorite ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever. None of that is like really my favorite. And so I thought, you know, kind of had a little come to Jesus, and I'm like, you know, I like beef. I'm gonna just stick with it, especially right now. I'll get creative sometimes and I'll mix like the fat-free ground turkey with 96% fat-free beef, just to kind of make make something a little healthier, I guess, or add less points or whatever. If I've had a high pointed day, I'll do some little trickery like that. So anyway, so now my sauce is, I'm ready to put my sauce in. I actually already had it out so that I could use it in my thing tonight. So it's just in a little container. But here is the sauce that I'm using. So it's Hunt's garlic and herb. It's got a lot less points in general than some of the other ones. So that's why I kind of like to use this one. So I've got 2 of them. Sometimes I pre-portion them out so that I know exactly how many points I'm going to be using, which there's not a lot in these, so it's not like I'm super nervous about that, but it also is kind of nice that I can at least have it portioned out before I get going, and then I'm not like fooling myself on how many points I am using for something. But today, after coming off a weekend where I had used a lot of extra points, because I think I mentioned earlier I was out of town with my youngest daughter. We went back to my hometown, which is on the Canadian border in Minnesota. It's a small town called Warroad, Minnesota. So we were there only for a couple hours. We stayed in a neighboring town because the neighboring town has a hotel with a pool that was open. So we stayed in a little town called Roseau, Minnesota. And the drive was super long, but anyway, so because of being out of town, I of course made some dietary changes that I normally wouldn't have made. Did a few things that maybe weren't necessarily something that was like on plan as much as I would have wanted. So anyway, Yeah, so now I was trying to come off that hump of where I had Dairy Queen 2 different times, like, and of course I tried to like order Blizzard, but only eat a third of it, you know, like that sort of thing. And for those of you, hopefully everyone has Dairy Queens. I think most people do, but you never know. It used to be just a small town thing, but I think they're kind of everywhere now. So anyway, so now I'm trying to come off the hump of, you know, when you go and you eat, you indulge, I guess, not eat badly, just indulge a little more than you normally would. It takes a few minutes to kind of get back into eating well again and getting into that habit and being where you're, you know, all in it again. So it didn't take me long, because I even so we went and saw my best friend and her niece, Melissa and Mo, and our little girls, Mo and Frankie, are best friends, and then Melissa, who's Mo's aunt, is my best friend from high school. So anyway, or one of them, I had a few, but she was one of my nearest and dearest. So anyway, so we of course got a little crazy, and then it's hard to get back on plan after that. Anyway, so for tonight, everything is basically ready for the actual dinner itself. So I'm just gonna lean you down here. So we did the ziti, I did the pasta sauce. I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit, but while I do that, I am going to show you my messy background. I've got my office here because I think, so I'm a nurse and I work from home a little bit. I have kind of a unique nursing position where I can work from home a little bit right now, not always, but I'm usually in hospitals following some of their critical ill patients. But for some of it right now, of course, with the pandemic, I am at home. So I'm also going to make our little dessert. So I'm gonna get everything ready for that, and then I will start again. Okay, I'm back with our dessert that I'm gonna do today. I was gonna have it for lunch, then I was like, I think I'm just gonna wait, because I think the kids will get a kick out of it, because we haven't made these yet, but I have seen them around, and I did the points the other day, and I was like, we are so doing that this week. It looked so good, and of course, coming off of my weekend where I had a little extra sugar. I'm not a sugar person, I'm more of like a meat and potatoes hearty person, but I keep seeing these, and they are the sugar-free vanilla dessert shells. I know that they're pretty popular, but I can never find that, like the Pizzelle cookies. I'm sure they're somewhere, but I get my groceries delivered, and the store I get them delivered from doesn't have them, so I'm like trying to find things that my store has that we can get creative with. So this is one of them. So anyway, super easy. You're not gonna find an easier dessert, I don't think, anywhere, unless it's just unwrapping a some kind of candy bar that is magically low points. But I'm gonna use the sugar-free whipped cream. Let me shake it up. Put that on. So I'm not gonna measure this because it's pretty low anyway. 2 tablespoons is, I think, a point. I'll have to double check after the video, but I'll let you know in the end how many points we all went with. But then guys, I'm gonna vary it up. Like, I have so many berries that I have blueberries that I've already washed, raspberries, and my strawberries. So and I also have like a sugar-free like cherry pie filling, but I think I'm gonna skip that. I was like, of course, when I was ordering it, we had our grocery delivery happen this morning, and you can order until, like, can add to the order until it's like 2 o'clock in the morning or something crazy. And I couldn't sleep last night. So it was actually like I was just up ordering extra things that I thought might be good for the week. So one of them was, of course, finding some extra special desserts that we might be able to indulge in a little bit this week. So anyway, so guys, there, put as much fruits and berries as you want. You can barely see the cake because there's just a little bit. The cake that this sugar-free one is 3 points. The Cool Whip, I'll be generous, I'll give it a point, but it's the sugar-free one, so it's probably not even that. But I'm gonna give it anyway, just to be safe. So I'm trying to be safe this week. And then the berries are nothing. So you guys, like, this is a 4-point dessert. I mean, you just like can't go wrong. It's gonna be so good. Anyway, so I am going to, I'll show pictures of them both plated right now. Tonight, I am gonna have some points left. So with my pasta, just to recover that, I'm having I have a cup's worth of the ziti. So that's 5 points for me for this particular brand. The sauce is gonna end up being, a cup's worth is gonna be about 3 points because of the hamburger is gonna be, a half a cup of the sauce is 1, the hamburger is gonna be about 2 per serving. So that's gonna be 3, and then the pasta is 5, so then I've got 8 for dinner. And then my dessert is going to be, so 8 plus 4 is 12, so 12. And then for lunch, with my corn and my crushed burger, that ended up being 5. So then 17 points I've had. I'm allowed 27 right now. So I've got 10 points for tonight. Oh no, and then I had 1 for coffee this morning. So I've got 9 points tonight. So I've decided that since, you know, I love a little meal before I go to bed, but again, I'm not a big breakfast eater, but I really eat late. So before bed, I got some turkey dogs that I'm going to make those 1 or 2. So I've got some buns, like you can find your low carb or wheat buns. So we just have regular wheat buns and they're 3 a piece. So really the hot dogs are 2 a piece, buns are 3 a piece, so it's 5 each. So really I could have 1 or 2 or 1.5 or something as my late night snack. So why a turkey dog sounded like the thing I had to have tonight, but you guys know that just is how it goes. Anyway, I'm also going to set you guys up with a tour of my house because people wanted to see it. It's a little clumsy, a little messy, but I'm going to make it a separate video so that whoever wanted to just see that part can just see that part. Just look, Anita K tour of my house. I think it'll be on my channel. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I will show you the plated versions, the photos of, won't be showing you the hot dogs. Sorry guys, I'm gonna go to bed right after I eat them, but you can imagine a couple of buns and a couple of turkey hot dogs. I use the Jenny O kind, whatever your local turkey dog is. Just make sure you check them before you buy them because sometimes they are like 5 points and you might as well have a regular beef one at that point. Anyway, thanks so much for joining and enjoy the pictures, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Any tips or ideas you have for me, any meals you want to see made or whatever, I am game. I'm kind of a wild card, so just let me know. Thank you.